All right, we're at a 17 here. We're gonna kick it to the 22. Ready? Let's take 5. That's 1. Build it. There we go. Yeah, 18 and a half. With Marit, you build now. Yep. Find the follow. Good. 19 and a half. 20 and a half here. All right, 2 more beats. Ready? And 2. That's 1. 2. Give me 2 more beats here in legs. On this one. There you go. 21 now. Yep. 1 more beat. Yep, ladies. There we go, at a 22, at 224 on split, 21 and a half on rate. There we go, all right. 2 split drop here. In the winds, we're gonna focus on that set, all right? We're not swinging our bodies together and early enough, so that's gonna be our priority for this next piece, all right? All late commit, early swing forward. Ready? On this one, swing forward as 1. Good, better, yep. Arms go out, bodies over as 1. There it is. Yeah, good. 20 and a half on rate, 21 here, 225 on split. Yep. 2 seats down on the other 8s. Good. There's the 220, all right? Yep, taking up. There it is. All right, girls, let's give me 1 more beat. Ready? On this one, yep, 21 and a half, good. 215. Yep, there it is. Nice and direct, all right? That set's feeling better. You're swinging just a bit earlier. I appreciate that, all right? That pair, I want hands even. Ready? On this one, hands even. Here, yep, 216. Notice how that checks the boat, yep. When our hands are even and we're going out together, the set's a little better. Good, all right? I got a seat up. Yep, nice job. 218. Good, stay clean. And direct. Nice and sharp here. Alrighty, and 2, I'm on rudder to take the turn. Ready? That's 1. 2, starting my turn. Yep, starboard side. All right, I want you to kick it on this one. There we go. Yeah, nice job, starboards. Good. Yep, 227, all right? I saw those 212s earlier. On this one, move. Yep. Port's going light, all right? We're sitting in the front of the pack here. Hold it down, all right? I want a good line around that turn. Yep. All it commit. Ready? Here. Good. 21 and a half. 232. In the wake, let's stay engaged in our core. Yep. Pivot forward together. Here. Yep. Marit, watch the other boats if you don't mind. Thank you. Good. 21, 234. Nice job, starboards. Yep. Yeah, there it is. Nice. There it is, Fiona. Big puddles. Yeah, girl. Nice job, Gabby. All right. Starboard side, 2 more, then we'll go off. That's 1. And 2. All right, let's take 5 to recenter ourselves. Gather it back up, all right? Even in the foot plates here. On this one, yep. There's the 5. That's 2. 21. 233. Yep. 4. And 5. Right, I'm outside here. Yep. All right, cut off some meters. Sit in the front of the pack now. Good. All right, 221 out of 22. Yep. Balanced in hands. Good. Little bit of a teeter-totter on that middle of recovery. All right, that means that when our hands go away, we're starting to dip a little bit. All right, I want those hands steady. On this one, steady hands. Ready? Here. Good, better. Good change. Notice that set. Yeah. Dip to port, all right? Let's compress fully together earlier. On this one, yep, compression as 1 there. 21 on rate, 225. Just let me know about the other, but especially the blind ones. Yep. Line's nice and straight. All right, we're pointed for a good piece. At a 21, 222. All right, ladies? I saw that sub 220. All right, let's recommit on this one there. Yeah. All right, I want to stay in the front of the pack, all right? Let's hold it. Yep, we took that turn nice and sharp for a reason. You own it. Good. At a 220, yeah, 219. Good. 21 and a half. Yep. Yeah, gathering together. Good. All right, I'm hearing those oar locks. Yep. Nice. Little bit of a dip to port. Starting to jump together. Good. Yeah. All right, that set's feeling a lot better. Ooh, get it back. There it is. All right, it's because you're swinging with the body in front of you. Yep. Swing together. Yep. Active in shoulders. Good. 222, 21 and a half. Good. All right, approaching that fishing hook. Yep. Yep, there we go. At a 219, 21 on rates. Clean through. Alrighty, bow pair. Let's get those hands quick away with the people in front of you. Ready? On this one, hands quick away. There it is, wrists. Better. Yeah, good job. Yep. Nice. 21 and a half, 218. Good. All right, because your hands went away faster and you hinged forward together, Rissa, that made the boat drop 2 splits. Good job. There it is. Yep. Yep. Nice. All right. 2 boat lengths ahead of the other ones. Good. Staying in the front here. At a 21 and a half, 220. On it in legs. Yep. We held it 218 for about 45 seconds. I want us to maintain that going into the next second half of this length. Ready? Here. Good. All right, make sure those blades are locked and loaded nice and early. Yep. 217. There it is. Yep. Nice. Good job. You're sustaining it at a 216. Yep. Relaxed. Shoulders together as one. Good. All right, Rissa, let's get that blade off the water. All right, I want you to tap down, quick arms. Ready? On this one, quick tap down, move arms fast. Yep. Good. There it is. Better. 20 on rate at a 220 on split. Good. There it is. One placement. Dip in a little bit to port here. Shoulders up. Yeah. Nice job together. Bow pair, a little bit more follow here. Get that tap down with 3 and 4. Ready? On this one, you tap. Yep. Good. Eating up at that finish together here. Yep. There it is. All right, we were doing really good with that early swing forward. We're a little bit unset, so I really want us to refocus and get back on that. Ready? On this one, early swing. Yeah, better. Good. 21, 220 on split, all right? You held it 218 for a good minute and a half. All right? Let's get back on it now. Good. Approaching the point. Yep. Get those legs locked and loaded. Good. Yep. There it is. Alrighty. Yeah, that was a really good stroke. Good improvement. You didn't lunge over, all right? You moved your hips forward with intention. That's what we like to see. Nice job, ladies. All right. Other boats are approaching. Boat and a half length ahead. Good. All right. Yep. There it is. 21 and a half. 219. Yep. Together. Good. Hands balanced. Moving clean. Good. There it is. All right. Middle forward. Just a bit more of a follow here. All right. Hands go away together. Ready? On this one, arms away as one. There, better. Good change. Yep. All right. We just got to get to the bird pose turn, all right? Yep. Nice job. We have that straight away. Yep. Nice. All right, at a 215. Yeah, girls. All right, nice job. 21 and a half. Yep. Just letting that boat come to you as you set your bodies over early. Ready? Let it come. Good. 214. Yeah, nice. Yeah, those are some good steady state numbers. What I like to see. All right, let's get that blade off the water. On this one, we're going to all 8 tap down together. Ready? Now, tap it down. Good. Shoulders up. Better. Coming into the second half of the recovery, we're dipping to port. All right, port side, I want you to hinge your hips early and then maintain that position. Ready? On this one, better. Gather at that finish. Ready? Here. Yep. Good. Get that blade off the water. There you go. Better. Good change. Blades off. All right. Bow 6, starboard side. Seeing a bit of skying here, all right? Let's match hands with the people in front of us. On this one, in hands. Yes, better. Notice how that helped the set. Good. 222, 215. Nice. Good steady state numbers. I'm gonna be on rudder to point. There we go. 216. There we go. Nice, all right. About 3 boat lengths ahead from everyone else. That's what I like to see, all right? You're owning this piece, all right? Coach Will pulled up his speedboat and saw you. Good. Yeah, you have it in you. Good. Yep, feel that fire, embrace it on this one. Good. 218, 222. Balanced in hands. Yeah, better. Good change. Yep. Bit of a breeze here. Active in the hands. Ready? Here. All right, blades off the water. We're going to tap down. On this one, tap it down together. All 8 commit. Gather through. Yep. Yeah, better. Good change. All right. Let's focus in on that layback here. On this one, at that finish, we're going to tap down and we're going to lay back just a bit more. Ready? This is here. Yep. Nice. All right, your blades are getting off the water just a little bit more. Good job, all right? Inch more in the layback. Give yourself the room to tap down. On this one, good. 21, 215. Yep. There it is. Good. Yeah, girls. All right, keeping those boats in the rear view. That's what I like to see. Yeah, Marit. Yep. Thugging it out together. On this one, good. Jumping off nice and clean. Yep. Shoulders match. Ready on this one? Yep. Nice job, all right? We're really gathering at that finish nice and well, all right? I want us to hold that intention as we hinge the bodies forward, all right? Hold it in the shoulders. Ready? On this one, hold it through. Yeah, good. That helped the set, all right? Blades are off the water now. Good. There it is. 21, 218, all right? I saw 215 like 5 seconds ago. Let's get on it in legs. Better. Yep. All right, we got about 500 meters into that turn. All right, 500 meters is nothing on you. Yep, you own it. Stay strong, ladies. There it is. Good. One place. Locking in together. Good. 21 and a half, 222, all right? Ladies, we have 300 meters left, all right? All 8 commit. Let's kick it together. Yep. On this one, show me why you're in the front of the pack now, right? Yep. Bite it down. Yeah. Nice. 21, 217. Together. Through. Yep. All right, I'm seeing some puddles from that middle 4. Nice job, all right? Yep. Yeah, Gabby. That's it, Maury. Good. There it is, race. Yeah, nice job, right? Last like 200 meters, we can take the turn however we want. Why? Because we're in the front. Nice. 210. There it is. Good. All right, can I see sub 209 on this one? All right, 100 meters until we take it. Here. Yep. There it is. Good. 23. Keep it long and loose. All right. Yep. Relaxing shoulders together. Good. 212. Boom. Yep. All right, let's take our last 5 here. This is 1 big legs, and then we'll take the turn. 2, shut it down. 3, stay in that front. 4, you own it.